Welcome to our series, Seeking the New Poetry. Today we continue with the poems of K.D. Setna, Amal, Kiran, Part 8, with comments by Sri Aurobindo. Time Telescope. How can thy reveries, molecule of sight, pierce the lone reaches of the starred obscure, mix with my largening thought, whose deep and pure quiet brings close the eternal harmonies? Across my length of vigil, nectars move. I am a crystal medium of far light, through whom the unattainable galaxies glow with a luminous mother's intimate love. Sri Aurobindo comments, but Amal first asks him the following. Does my consistent sustaining of the telescope image throughout by expressions like largening thought, brings close, length of vigil, crystal medium of far light, etc., put the poem in the class of what might be called inspired conceit? Sri Aurobindo. No, I don't suppose it does. The turn has not that obvious, ingenious cleverness which is the stamp of the conceit. The poem is a fine one, mental, with a sort of reflection of the overhead manner, but it has not the overhead grip. Night. No more the press and play of light release, thrilling bird news between high-columned trees. Upon the earth a blank of slumber drops. Only cicadas toil in grassy shops, but all their labors seem to cry, peace, peace. Naught travels down the roadway save the breeze. And though beyond our gloom throb after throb gathers the great heart of a silver mob, there is no haste in heaven, no frailty mars the very quiet business of the stars. Sri Aurobindo's comment. It is very successful. The last two lines are very fine, and the rest have their perfection. I should call it a mixture of inspiration and cleverness, or perhaps ingenious discovery would be a better phrase. I am referring to such images as thrilling bird news, grassy shops, silver mob. Essentially, they are conceits, but saved by the note of inspiration running through the poem. While in the last line, the conceit, quiet business, is lifted beyond itself and out of the conceitedness by the higher tone at which the inspiration arrives there. Moksha. A giant earth oblivion numbs the brain, a stroke of trance, making each limb fall loose, and narrow-hearted hungers crumble down. The soul has broken through the walls of time, the unlustered prison of the dreaming clay, to a palace of imperishable gold. No transient pauper day, but shadowless dawn, eternal truths, sun-gated infinite. Sri Aurobindo's comment. It is mental throughout, except the last line, which has a touch of higher mind, but it is fine all the same, quite up to the mark. Love's triumph. O face of scorn, you winter not my will. This heart grew brighter when your breath's proud chill flung my diffuse lifeblood more richly in. Now mystic reveries halo mortal din. No longer now the outward burning stress, the eternal spirit's self-forgetfulness, but through a superhuman quietude, the timeless secret of each rhythm is heard. Love turns a living ether's infinite mood. Your beauty's call, a brief and flickering word of clay, becomes in that divine expanse truth whitenesses clasped by a hush of trance. Sri Aurobindo's comment. The mental is no doubt prominent, but inspiration is present throughout, and in the lines marked rises above the mental, for the overhead note is there. It is the mental lines that give the tone to the poem. These lines rise out of the mental-like islands, out of the sea. Moreover, except in the lines marked with a cross, where the illumined mind gets strongly in, the note is not quite pure. There is the higher mind tone, even a little of the illumined mind, but not enough to make it absolutely that. It is a fine poem with very fine lines in it. And the last poem, Apotheosis. Spurning the narrow cities of your mind, climb to the turquoise dome of distances, where nature's spirit wears a measureless crown, the unwalled glory of some Tartar day. The inscrutable puissance of a Negro night. There every straining mood brims infinite, an all-submerging primal mystery, a waveless ocean of omnipotent ease, or like all heaven's truth core, flames the will. Sri Aurobindo's comment. The Tartar day and Negro night have vividness and power. The other lines are very fine poetry. As a whole, the higher mind with the touch of illumination.